Hello and welcome to episode number 40 of the Virtual Assistant Mastery Series. I'm Jodi Marvin, your certified business strategist, and I teach women how to build virtual assistant businesses that they love right from the comfort of home. So today we're diving into setting professional resolutions for 2025. So let's get rid of the vague new year, new me mindset, right? And instead focus on crafting a goal setting strategy that is actionable and measurable and guaranteed to help you grow. So let's get started with strategy number 1, which is reflect on the past year to identify your key goals. So before we begin setting these new goals, right? It's really important to take time to reflect on the wins and the lessons over the past year. Why? Well, because reflection really helps you to identify what worked well and what needs improvement. And when you do that, when you use that method, it really sets a solid foundation for the new year. So here's what we can do. Here are 3 tips to do this, all right? So number 1 is to review your 2024 accomplishments. Do you even know what they were? Did you write them down anywhere? Because you would be surprised, right, at what you've accomplished. You might be like, oh my gosh, look what I've done. I can't believe it. All right? So let's look at the milestones that you hit, okay? Ask yourself that. Number 2 is to evaluate your challenges. Were there some things that, went on during 2024 that didn't quite work for you or were super stressful or you just had a really hard time with? And what would you do differently with those in 2025, okay? And then number 3 is to identify the gaps in your skills or services that you would like to address, okay? What are some things that just weren't working for you in that area and that you know that you need to do something different with, okay? So your actionable tip for strategy number 1, which is to reflect on the past year to identify those key goals, is just take 15 minutes today, all right? Just 15 minutes to list 3 things that you're proud of from this year and 3 things that you want to improve, okay? Very simple process, but I'm telling you, it can do wonders, all right? And get this ready to go before the new year hits, all right? So strategy number 2, now I've talked about this before, I probably talked about it in my last episode, but it's so important, is to set some SMART goals for your business. Okay, so we've heard about SMART goals before. I've been talking about them quite a bit lately, especially with the end of the year coming, right? So SMART goals are what? They are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, okay? And we use this method because somebody's already created this for us, all right? We're not reinventing the wheel, right? And using that method really helps to ensure clarity and some accountability. Sometimes it's hard to be accountable to ourselves, right? So using this method is a really, really great way to ensure that, all right? And setting these SMART goals gives you a clear path. It's like a GPS, right? Something to follow and really a way to measure your progress, okay? Super important for the new year coming. I'm going to give you some examples, all right? So number 1, an example of a vague goal would be, I want to get more clients. So now let's think about what a SMART version would be. How about sign 3 new clients in the health and wellness niche by March 31st of 2025, okay? You see what I'm saying? So we went from super vague to super specific and clear, all right? So number 2 is to break those larger goals into small actionable steps, smaller actionable steps, okay? They want to be bite-sized, things that you can actually do and check off that list, right? Okay? And number 3 would be to use your CRM system, something like Social Connector, which I've been showing you for the last several weeks. Use that to track your progress and to set up reminders for your milestones, okay? So your actionable tip for strategy number 2, which is to set SMART goals for your business, is to write down one big goal, just one, for 2025. And then break it down into 3 smaller steps and use your CRM system to schedule the reminders for each milestone, okay? So that it automatically happens. It sends you automatic reminders. You don't have to constantly be worrying about it, and then you can take the time to focus and work on those goals, okay? Because having goals and writing them down is great, but if you don't do anything with them, then they just kind of sit there, right? So utilize that CRM system, okay? To help remind you that it's time to look at your goals. All right. And last strategy for today's episode is strategy number 3, which is to create a roadmap and accountability system. Oh my gosh. Because you know what? Sometimes all we have to rely on is ourselves, right? A lot of times when you're in business, if you're in a solo business, you're accountable to yourself. So let's create that accountability system, all right? And a roadmap really does ensure that you stay focused, and the accountability piece is what keeps you on track, all right? And even the best goals, you can have the biggest, greatest goals in the whole world, right? But they can fall by the wayside without that plan and without like a support system. So let's set yourself up. You'll thank yourself later. You're going to pat yourself on the back later. You're going to have that support system behind you because you created it. You did all that legwork up front, right? So this is just a great way to just, create that roadmap. And the way that we can do that, I have three tips for you in regards to that. So this is how we can do it. So build your roadmap using your CRM system or social connectors, task management, or their workflow features. And then you can assign deadlines to each step. There's different ways that you can remind yourself with emails, or you can create tasks for yourself automatically. There's a lot of ways to automate this stuff so that you don't have to remember it as you're working, okay? As you're working throughout all these other busy things that we're doing all the time, all right? So really, really utilize your CRM system and all those, the automated workflows, okay? Number 2 is to share your goals with an accountability partner or maybe a mastermind group or something, all right? If you don't have an accountability buddy, it's a great time to get one, all right? And to schedule accountability calls and maybe some working sessions just to work on those goals. And number 3 is to check in on your progress monthly so that you can adjust and stay on track, okay? Again, you can have the best goals in the whole world, but if you're not looking at them, looking at their progress, seeing what tweaks are needed, right? They're just going to sit there, okay? So just make sure that you're checking in on that progress and you're really tweaking it so that you're on the right track. Okay? So your actionable tip for strategy number 3, which is to create a roadmap and an accountability system for yourself, is to choose one accountability partner today, all right? Or you know what? Let's say by the end of the week. All right? One accountability partner. That's it, you guys. And schedule your first goal check-in meeting. How simple is that? It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost except a little bit of your time. And that's either a DM or an email or a phone call or whatever. Just say, hey, will you be my accountability partner so that I can look at my goals? All right. So there you have it, you guys. That is it for today's episode. So let's do a quick recap on today's strategies. Number 1 is to reflect on your past year to identify your key areas for growth. Number 2 is to set those SMART goals that are clear and actionable and measurable. And number 3 is to build a roadmap and to find an accountability partner to help keep you on track. All right, not too difficult to do. All right, these are very, very easy bite-sized things that we can do to help accomplish our goals and reach those goals in the year to come. All right, it's so exciting. So if you want to dive deeper into goal setting or you need help, creating your roadmap, you can try out Social Connector with a 14-day free trial. I also have my Goal Crusher bundle. If you're interested in that, it's free. Just type in bundle below and I will shoot that over to you, okay? It's one of my favorite tools for staying organized and for reaching my goals. And don't forget to join us next week for episode number 41, which is the Holiday Survival Guide for Virtual Assistants, Managing Work During Festive Seasons. This is what we need right now, right, you guys? So we're going to talk about how to stay productive during this busy time while still enjoying the holiday magic. All right, so that is it for today. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building a business that you love. Bye, guys.